Welcome back to Barça Buzz TV. My name is Adam. Huge 1-0 victory for Barça against Atletico Madrid. They are an Atletico team that had not lost in LaLiga, I think in 13 games in a row. And if memory serves me correct, Barça were actually the last team to beat Atletico in the league. So we were coming up against, probably the team in the most form in LaLiga. And I missed last weekend's game against Getafe because I was at Coachella, and so, I'd heard a lot of groans and moans, and I watched the game later and saw how just uninspired we've been, how we haven't scored a goal in, 2+ games, and this game felt a little bit different. I think we're all frustrated that the scoreline was only 1-0 because there were a lot of crucial chances we could have scored, and of course, a lot of things to be said about Lewandowski not passing it to Raphinha on that, 1v2 against Oblak that could have put us up 2-0. And had we drawn or lost the game, there would be people screaming for Lewandowski's head. Seemed like he was in a selfish play there. But besides that, the team overall looked a lot better. And of course, it's no coincidence that Frenkie de Jong and Pedri were both back, right? Frenkie played a full, 75 minutes today, looked very good. He proves to be that crucial piece when, we're having a tough time building up from the back like we've had all season. And rather than just giving long balls vertically up the pitch every time, Frenkie's able to drop back, receive the ball, and then break the press, which is, invaluable. And then Pedri, who just came back from injury as well, was able to put in a good 20-minute or so shift. And it just, he just screams as a different level of offensive player in that midfield than anyone else we have. And, of course, preaching to the choir here, talking about how important Frenkie de Jong and Pedri are to this team. But it does feel good to see them come in and for us to have a huge, close to a statement win in La Liga, right? I think we only need now like 10 or 9 more points to officially secure the league title. But to see them come back and have such a dramatic impact is what we've all been hoping for in the last few weeks. I think there's been a lot of moments where we've said, okay, Gavi ball is not looking the best, but we're lacking Dembele, Frenkie de Jong, and Pedri, 3 of our best players. Some people have criticized, whether or not that's a valid excuse, considering the club we have, considering we have Ferran Torres, Raphinha, Lewandowski, players who we all spent over 50 million euros for. And, there's something to be said on both sides, I think. But to see Frenkie and Pedri come in and immediately make the impact we've all been yearning for was pretty reassuring for me. And if you take a look at some of the stats that we have in La Liga, I mean, it strains belief that they're true, right? An opposition player is yet to score from open play at the Camp Nou after 15 matches. We've only conceded 2 goals, a penalty versus Espanyol, and that Araujo own goal he had against Real Madrid. And then you take a look at Ter Stegen. This was his 23rd clean sheet in 30 La Liga games so far. Just 9 goals conceded in 30 games. He's equaled Claudio Bravo's record in that treble season 2014-15. And, he's only 3 behind the all-time record for La Liga. And so as we keep going here, we get another 1-0 victory. I believe it's our 10th 1-0 victory this season. It's close to a record. It has to be. There's a lot to be left for us to see and to enjoy in this Barca team. And I think first and foremost, it's just the finishing that's really, really lacking. And so as we kind of try and figure out, as we head into the offseason, what we need and, how much Gavi has to improve as a coach, the one credit I give him, or the one, I guess, relief I give him from criticism is, our players are just not finishing chances. Lewandowski had 2 or 3 good chances that you would have expected a player of his caliber to put away at least one. Raphinha, he had a ball fall to him really close to the net that I feel like 99 out of 100 times that ball's going to the back of the net, and this time it just went straight to Oblak. And so as much as Gavi still has to improve, as much as the team probably needs reinforcements in that right back spot, rather than starting Koundé there every time, because that Koundé-Raphinha connection on the right just really isn't syncing well. We have a bit of a mismatch formation where Balde pushes so far forward on the left side that you really need that right back to stay back and to form a back 3. But offensively on the right side with Raphinha, it feels like without an overlapping fullback to assist him and to provide a wide option so he can cut inside, Raphinha is a little bit neutered there. But, regardless of those things and the structural changes we need to make to the team as we try and compete in Europe next year, the players have to put the ball in the back of the net, right? I feel like sometimes the criticism of this Barca team goes a lot onto Gavi, and, we're marching our way on down to a league title, and this win was huge to make me think we're not going to bottle it. But the players themselves really need to take some responsibility and practice their finishing, and that's the problem we've had for years now, right? Whether it was Griezmann and Suarez, in their latter years at Barca. It's just we haven't had players who are consistently able to score. Pedri had to pick up a lot of slack, in January and February this year, but he's not going to be the player who I think is going to put it away. And so Lewandowski, really, really, you need to see him improve, because this World Cup Qatar slump we've been talking about now, I mean, it's April 23rd, right? We're almost 4 months after that World Cup, and for us to continue to gripe about his lack of form, it's less of a temporal, small time thing and more of a habitual problem. And besides the goal scoring woes we've had up front, I mean, I do think we have to shout out Raphinha. Sure, he could have, finished at least one or not two opportunities, and he did get, kind of robbed of an easy goal scoring opportunity from Lewandowski's selfishness, but he had a really good game today. And you see a game where he's not really trying to take players on 1v1. He's not really trying to attack and stay wide the whole time. And that's why I spoke about, the need for an overlapping right back option, someone who can be wide for him and provide him either an outlet, deep wide, or for him to connect in the middle to Lewandowski or to Pedri or Frenkie. But he had a really good game today. And I thought we saw him put together, given the context, given the huge match that it was against Atletico Madrid, one of his best performances as a Barca player, 100%. And then Ronald Araujo, I mean, we keep talking about just how phenomenal he is, but at times it just feels like he's a one-man wrecking ball back there. He was partnered with Marcos Alonso at the beginning of the game. He had some issues. He was subbed out for Eric Garcia, and Eric Garcia also looked a little bit rusty and a little bit unsure on the ball and lacking confidence. But Ronald Araujo just gives you so much confidence back there, and his ability to snuff out opportunities, his ability to withstand pressure and to find a good passing outlet and not give away huge turnovers in our own half. It's amazing, and I think he was by far the man of the match today. So let me know in the comments, do you think that Lewandowski should be benched by Gavi for that selfish shot and his not looking for his teammates? I think a lot of people are saying it rises to that level, and I think with the form he's had so far the last few months, that it might be time to give him a little bit of a break and to put him on the bench. Although, again, Lewandowski, I'm not exactly sure how he's going to react to that. We haven't had that much time in situations like this in his this season so far under Barca, and so I'm hoping he won't throw a fit or cause any sort of strife in the locker room. But I do think that there are some big worrying signs here in selfishness and trying to score a goal. I understand he's only 3 ahead of Benzema for the Pichichi currently, but it was not a good look for us in a 1-0 game, against the best team in La Liga on form currently, for us to be selfish and to not, go for an easy goal scoring opportunity. And it's not just his lack of finishing that's the problem. He's gotten this freedom under Gavi to kind of be the man, to drop back, to try and help facilitate the ball forward. And his first touch just looks so heavy, and at times it looks like he's not gelling with the rest of our team in a way that provides a positive. And so I'm really hoping, and I've been saying it a lot, if you've followed my TikTok Barca breakdown, I've been talking about it too. Like, I really want us to get Vitor Roque this offseason. It's been a long time since Barca have had a young, promising striker on the team who can kind of grow, and us to see him get better and better. And so that's a off-season transfer I'm really looking forward to. But you take a look at the table now, we're marching on here. I think we only need about 3 more wins for us to officially win this La Liga season, and it's been a real roller coaster. Like I said, I missed the game at the weekend against Getafe, and I saw so many messages on social media about how rough of a time it's been, and it has been definitely difficult with us not scoring very many goals over the last 3 games. But we sit here 11 points clear of Real Madrid. Hopefully we're marching our way through. Real Madrid still have the semifinal against Manchester City in the Champions League, which will undoubtedly cause them to, have to rest certain players at the weekend in La Liga games, or to have more fatigue than Barca. And so, again, things are still looking good. I'm still positive and hoping the team can close out with a strong La Liga trophy. So let me know in the comments if you have any other thoughts about the game. Thank you all.